Next generation consoles. Which one to pick? Which one is the best? And what I think about them. So, this 2013 is going to bring up tons of new consoles, tons of new video games, tons of new... This is going to be the best gaming generation ever. So, obviously with new hardware in the market, and it just brings which one's going to be the best, or which one are you going to pick pretty much. And I'm going to go through some of the consoles that are currently going to be out in the market, and I'll go through my opinions on them. So let's going to start with the Steam Box, Valve's Steam Box. Valve is pretty much brand new to the console market, although they are pretty much kings in the PC gaming market. So that tells me a lot already. They are already in the gaming market, they know what's what, and they have what I believe is good business models and very good ideas. Now, the main feature of the Steam box is going to be customization. What do I mean by customization? I mean, you can upgrade the hardware that you have, and thus putting your Steam box console make its life expand way more than it has. For example, the lifespan predicted for the Xbox 360 was 10 years, or supposed to be 10 years. It's been about roughly 6 years, I believe, and it's just the lifespan is really at its end. There's not much more you can do. This says Xbox, says PS3 as well. With the Steam box, it's going to be somewhat different, seeing that you can kind of upgrade the hardware and move on with the times. Obviously, there's the limitations to what you can upgrade. At some point, I don't think you'll be able to upgrade much more. But the idea is very good. Now, a lot of people kind of wonder on this concept. Not that much has been said, but what I believe this concept is as not like the PC. If you don't meet the system requirements, or the minimum system requirements, you cannot play the game. I think that the minimum system requirements is going to be what the basic edition of this console is going to be, and anything more than that you would have to add it. What this means is, okay, let's say there is a Call of Duty game coming out, right? You can immediately play the game as soon as it comes out of the box if you have just a basic console. But if you upgrade the console with a better graphics card or more RAM, for example, you're gonna be able to play the same game as well, but you'll have better graphics because you have a better graphic card, and because you have more RAM, also the loading times could be slower, could be less rather. So basic. That's the basic concept of it. Hardware, it doesn't really give you. It doesn't have its limitations, but it does give you better for more, pretty much. Other than just the hardware, you can pretty much, when I said hardware customization, I meant everything, even the controller. You can customize the controller as well, and you can remap not just remap, but you can move around these thumbsticks. So if you are more of an Xbox 360 guy and you like the thumbstick to be on the upper position and the D-pad on the left side, you can switch them around. You can just basically unplug them and just put them in like they were Legos, for example. You can just take them off and put. The same thing goes with the buttons, and you can just pretty much move around that control. I probably should link an image in the description so you can have a visual idea of what this means. Right, let's move on to the Ouya. I've already talked about this console in a separate. I talked about all these consoles in separate videos actually. So if you want to know more, you can check them out. Ouya is from a new developer, so this company that's making the Ouya, they don't come from any enterprise background. They're being funded by people, and they basically just establishing themselves. The main feature of the Ouya console is going to be free games or very cheap games. This can be a good thing, but this can be also a bad thing. First of all, this is a console that is going to be for casual gamers only. I don't think hardcore gamers will play that because it's powered by Android. The games aren't going to be that great. Also, it does emphasize a bit of hacking, meaning that people are encouraged to open up the console and change it any way they want. That can be a good thing, that can be a bad thing. I guess we'll see that when it comes out. I feel like the Ouya has the same potential as the Wii had. It's going to be an inferior hardware console with not that many great games, or not with high graphics or whatever, but it actually did very well and it sold a lot. This was a Kickstarter project, like I said. This is from new developers, and their aim was to get $950,000 in, I guess, a year, was it that they were aiming for? I think they were aiming for like less than $1 million in a year on Kickstarter. They got about $8.5 million, and I think they got the $1 million that they were aiming for in just a week. And then up to this point, they have now $8.5 million for the project. So we should see it somewhat soonish in the market out there, and I'm really excited about it. Let's move on to the PlayStation 4 now. First of all, it's a lot of people keep asking me, are you gonna get the PlayStation 4 as soon as it comes out? They instantly assume that I'm gonna get the PlayStation 4 and I'm gonna get it as soon as it comes out. To answer that, yes, I will most likely get it. I'm not giving you 100% on that. There is an announcement on February the 20th, which we still believe it's gonna be about PlayStation 4. And I can only, so far right now, everything has been speculation. Whatever people say about the PlayStation 4 and Xbox 720 is speculation. The developers, Microsoft, Sony, never confirmed anything at all. So it's all, we don't know anything as of right now. So when we know more, obviously I'll make a video about it, but I'll also make a more stable decision. For the time being, I'm not gonna say no, but I'll say there's a 50-50% chance I'll get it and not. If I'll get it on the release day or as soon as it comes out, absolutely not. I don't think I'll get any console, regardless of how appealing it may sound on the release date. First of all, there's always a rush. There's always craziness. A little bit too much craziness for my liking sometimes. And not only that, but putting that aside, not only that, but it's just the console might have problems that will later surface. Like the first models of the PlayStation 3 weren't that great, and the first models of the Xbox, red rings and whatnot, we all know they weren't great either. So, no, I don't get any. I don't think I've ever gotten any console on its release date. I think I've got it a few months down the line after I know what they are and what's happening, or when new models come up and I just get the new models because I know they fixed whatever mistakes they made previously. So getting a new console, regardless of how good or bad it is, it's always a gamble, and I just decide, you know what, I'd rather wait. Anyways, it's gonna have a new controller, so people that say the DualShock is still gonna be alive, no, they're ditching the DualShock. It worked, it was a good it was a good model. The DualShock was a very good controller. It worked very well on the PlayStation 1, on the PlayStation 2 rather. It did okay-ish on the PlayStation 3. I have complaints. The controller is not that great. First of all, it breaks a lot. Second of all, the sensors that they put on the controller to imitate the Wii are... I think there's about 4 games that use those sensors. And they cost a lot of money to put in there, and for 4 games that really use it, they're not utilized. The bumpers on it, which aren't even bumpers, they're kind of buttons with 2 sensitivity settings, are complete shit. So the controller isn't that great. I'm finally glad they decided to change it. One other thing that the PlayStation 4 will have is very powerful hardware, meaning that it's going to have... hardware doesn't really mean anything, but it's gonna have very powerful hardware. I say it doesn't mean anything. Of course, it means a lot, but nevertheless, yeah, it's gonna be alright. Also, Sony are famous for having new proprietary discs every time, you know, the times move. So I'm also excited to see what else they're gonna come up with new. We had the CDs, DVDs, and now Blu-ray. And I'm also very excited to see what they're gonna come up next. They are the world's latest in proprietary discs, so obviously I'm always excited to see if they're gonna keep up with the Blu-rays or change it. Move on to Xbox 720. Whew, I'm starting to run out of time, and I still have plenty more to talk about. I think what's gonna be the selling point of the Xbox 720 is 2 things. First of all, it's gonna be the competitive price, which Microsoft already said they wanna try to sell it as cheapest as possible, and they're aiming for a $200 to $300 mark, but they will most likely drop down below that belt for competitive reasons. The other reason I think the Xbox 720 is gonna doing beautifully is because of the Xbox 360 fans. That's it. You know, they might send the worst console in the market, but because of the success of the Xbox 360 and its fan base, the console would do very well. I'm not saying the console is gonna be any any bad, but there's obviously some good points that they can change. Like the Xbox Live, for example, they should implement a free Xbox Live, and they should put a better free model in there, should I say, instead of the one that they have right now. Another point that they should also focus is hardware failures. We don't want another red ring of death. We don't want anything close to it. So please, please fix that. Another thing, this is a rumor and I don't believe it's true, and fans are going crazy, is about the pre-owned games. They're saying that the Xbox 720 is not going to have any pre-owned games. I don't believe that's true, and honestly, that's just my opinions on it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do leave me your opinions on the comment section below. From all these consoles, I'm more inclined to get the PS4 or the Steam box. I guess only time will tell. And see you guys on the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and share me your opinions on comments below, please.